Hello once more and welcome back to our Cat of Nine Tails run. Mewtalisk has been doing very well for himself. He's only on floor 8 of the dungeon, yet has reached level 10 experience as a summoner. Not owing in part due to the insane levels of encounters that I got early on some of the higher up floors. Most recently, he took on a shit ton of orcs, both in finding the door to the orcish mines, as well as in entering this little corridor here, which was packed with them. And that went well for him. His piety with Vehement is growing. In a while, I'll probably have my next spellbook. My immediate goals are to find a new book that can potentially, I don't know, improve on what I got here. Because I'm still limited to my early game spells. So, let's keep moving through the dungeon. My intended next place to find is the Lair. Like, if I find the entrance to the Lair, I intend to go inside. And given the sheer size of this army behind me, it's kinda inevitable that no matter what I run into here, I'm gonna be able to kill it. The real question becomes whether I kill it or they kill it. And, as you guys will recall, I'm doing as much as I can to make sure I'm the one who gets the kills, while I still am capable of, bringing things down with just magic dart. Yeah, but an ice beast is an exception to that rule, and I will happily let my minions finish him. Well, I guess if he's weak, yeah. There we go. Okay, and more we go. Now, the thing about zombies is they never leave the floor with you, so that huge army is going to be useless once this floor is cleared. Which isn't a big deal, it's just, that's why I wasn't so sad to see them all die. So notice that the Quokka still hasn't seen me, even though I'm right here. I'm going to go ahead. I've already been 2 turns in his presence. I'm going to start counting. That's just one more. So, okay. Not a good example. He saw me fast enough. But notice that I was in range that I could have started summoning stuff without him having a chance to react. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen sometimes, especially when you're on I mean, I have completely untrained stealth, and yet it happens at all. It's kind of something. Next floor. This one's clear. Apparently, something's still left somewhere, but whatever. I'm gonna try for some... Damn it. All Crimson, no Resurrectors. Ooh, block the orc. He is very strong. He may or may not have a wand. He hasn't seen me in 1 turn, 2 turns. Now he sees me. I'm gonna back off and, start making more imps. Because I'm gonna need imps in order to take him down. Okay, now he's confused, so his defenses will be a little lower, and he's being mobbed by a ton of imps. But now he's hiding in a hallway, which reduces the imps' effectiveness. Oh, come on, come on, come on! Yes! I got the kill. And, wouldn't you know it, within seconds, there's another one. Oh, by the way, important to observe, I have only used 3 mana as far as the game is concerned. I have almost full mana capacity. If I was a conjurer right now, I would have nothing on the board and full mana, and or still be low on mana from that last encounter. But since I'm a summoner, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 imps that I can see, and possibly more that are off screen, all at my disposal, and a full mana bar. Again, one of the reasons why why summoners are awesome to play as. Yep, so I threw the Mephitic down in front of him in anticipation of him moving forward, which he did. It should also block all of his 4 dogs pretty nicely. We'll give him an extra turn, and then step forward. And hell, launch another one. There we go. I'm gonna order my imps to kill the cockroach while I focus on the actual targets. Because I'm fairly sure I can kill this guy without any help from my imps, and I don't want to risk the imps getting the credit for a unique monster kill. Because again, you only take 50% experience, and that's a bitch. Ah! Painful. Okay, he's dead. Now I have no mana. And instead of being completely defenseless, I have multiple imps, well armed, while I recover. Let's go ahead and get this imp to pick up a whip before we move on. Now, one of the biggest problems I have as a summoner is fighting invisible enemies. Because while I usually can see invisible from some source or the other, or at the very least I can predict where an invisible creature is and attack that square, I don't know how to command my allies. I don't know if I even can command my allies to do the same. Oh, wow. I haven't identified scrolls. It's time to play the ID game. Now, the ID game is a little bit different for Felids than it is for most races. For most races, you can you have all the scrolls of Curse Armor and Curse Weapon and Enchant Weapon 1, 2, and 3. You know, some combination is Enchant Armor. That's I just from what I've named at least 5 different scroll types, I would guess. As a Felid, you will never be able to ID check these, because if you try to use a scroll of Enchant Weapon, nothing's going to happen, because you can't be holding a weapon. If you try to ID check a scroll of Enchant Armor, again, you can't be wearing any armor. If you try to ID check Curse Weapon, Curse Armor, same problem. So what happens is you end up with where normally when I try a scroll and it doesn't do anything, I have a fair assumption that it's, you know, maybe a remove curse or maybe a detect curse, depending on how many of it I have. With Felids, I get almost no clue. It could be just about anything. It makes the ID game notably harder. Ooh, that's too heavy. Let's drop some stuff. And the reason I'm not immediately starting the ID game is because I don't want to do that until I'm on a clear floor. Either going upstairs 1 or finishing off this floor is fine. I don't feel any urgency. The most important scrolls for me to identify at this point will be the blink and or teleport scroll for emergencies. And that's really it. I already have the ID scroll, which is what I need to check my rings out. And other than that, I don't really need a whole lot of scrolls for this game. Magic mapping is nice to have, but again, I can work without it. So, yeah, that's the big one to hope for. And mercifully, both teleport and blinking are ID checkable, or are use checkable, that once you use it, it'll automatically identify it. Okay, I have no mana, and I'm attacking these guys at melee range. That's not smart. It's just not smart at all. But whoever said anything about being smart. Rawr! Die, yak, die! Okay, now I have mana. Okay. Before I forget, no amulets, no rings that I haven't picked up. Very good. Gastronok is a serious enemy. I really do want to take him down, but he's buff, he's a spellcaster, he's resistant to Mephitic Cloud. That doesn't mean he's immune, but he usually takes more than one shot to hit him with it. My best bet against him is going to be either my next level of allies, you know, when I get a new spell, or a swarm of resurrected heavy-duty enemies, which I don't have on this floor, or, and this is the most likely, equip 3 or 4 good imps with good weapons, and just mob him. But again, he's a summoner, so, you know, he can do that too, and it's kind of difficult to win in that setting. Alright, ID game. Let's start with M. Detect curse. Fog. Nothing. 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 This is cool. It's telling me that this is either enchant weapon or recharge wand. I can't use either of those items. Therefore, this is a useless scroll. Therefore, I'm just going to drop it. Whatever it was. P? Yeah, drop it. Forget spell. Yeah, there are none of these that I actually do not want right now, and having a few extra spell levels when I don't need them is not going to do me any favors. Oh yay, teleport. Okay, I may be out of them now, but next time I get around to it, I'll need them. As far as the drinks go, whatever I have 5 and 4 of, I assume it's not going to be poison or mutation. It might be degeneration, it might be something unfortunate, but let's just try it. F is heal wounds. G is Lev. Very good. So now I have my healing and heal wounds. All of these others I only have one of, and none of them are going to be, I mean, oh my god, you have to use that right now style. So I'm just going to content myself to wait until I'm more interested in doing the ID game. Okay, down we go. Floor is cleared. Gastronaut is somewhere on that floor, and we're just not going to attack him now, I suppose. I might come back for him later when I'm more powerful, but yeah. He's one of those enemies that, depending on how things go, can really screw you up, so let's not give him a chance to do that. I'm actually very keen on getting at least a few zombie allies, since none of this floor is explored, and it's the 10th floor, and an ogre zombie is pretty robust, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the time to actually get that done. Okay, Orb of Draining is never fun to be around, so I'm gonna hide and have my allies take it out. Too late, I already have only 1 mana. Oh, the timing could not have been worse here. That hill giant has caught me when I have no mana. I'm just gonna run for it, and again, my trail of allies means that I'm not likely to die from him, but I am likely to lose some allies. Oh my god, where did this guy come from? Okay, I'm gonna bail. I may have gotten a kill, that's great, but there's like 2 very robust, 1 non-mythicable enemy there. It's a bad entry point. Let's go somewhere else. Much better. The goal here is going to be to lure an enemy in, and then start using summons to take him down, because that's the only way I'm going to get the damage output I need. There we go. It's 1, and now look how well surrounded this guy is. He might not die, but he's going to suffer, and if I play my cards right, maybe I can Mephitic him so that my allies will survive a bit longer. And heck, while I'm at it, let's slow him. So, between all of those status effects, he's going to die. There we go. He's dead. And, oh yay, that's the resurrecting imp, so I'm going to hang around and hopefully he'll opt to resurrect the hill giant for me. Because I could sure use a hill giant with a giant club, let me tell you that. He's not doing it. Yeah, well, that sucks. There's no way to force him to do it either, and now the corpse is rotten, so that means I've wasted enough time on it. Because remember, the longer you spend, the more time your piety has to drain, and I'm still trying to build up to the first gift of Vehumet so that I can get a new book. Okay. Oh yay, he picked up a sword. That's gonna be nice. I've now become more and more free with using my summons, because I'm beginning to get to that point where enemies are too strong for me to just beat down with Magic Dart in any timely fashion. If I'm one-on-one, of course, that option's kind of sort of potentially still open, depending on if I'm getting lucky hits or not. But when I'm... oh, crap! Yeah, but when I'm just exploring, it's obviously sensible to play. Like here, I'm gonna go ahead and kill him, but in general, I'm going to be relying more and more on my summons now. Which, incidentally, is not a bad idea, just given that my summon power is so high. Freaking Mimic. Yeah, these guys are pitiful enough that I'll just take them on with straight-up Magic Dart. And one-on-one, I'm not scared of anything. Okay. Thank God for innately being able to see invisible, eh? Okay, that's another kill. My dodge is now up to 7, which is good. But there's no point in leaving it be. I'm not able to wear armor, so my only real defensive source is going to be from that dodging. Might as well make sure it's decent. And I'm sick and tired of attacking this imp, so I'm going to sick imps on an imp. And just let them take care of it, and I'll just walk. The amount of experience you get from an imp is so pitiful as to be pointless. Okay, floor 10, still no Lair. Again, the deepest level the Lair can appear on is 13, so, you know, there's still time. But let's go down deeper and be cautious. Nope, I'm leaving. There's Herald, and I don't have full mana. Now I have full mana. Now I have a decent armada. Now we can go in. See how valuable it was to pre-summon all those imps so that that fire beam didn't hit me? Thank God he got confused. Oh, he's not confused. He's just trying to decide who to attack. I'm gonna blink, because pretty much nowhere I go here is gonna help, and hopefully Herald will die. Yep, Herald dies. Perfect. But you see, that's the situation that I like to use blink in. When it's a technical, oh crap, I can't get around him, but I need to get around him scenario, like that. As opposed to you know, just basic locomotion, or when I'm in a wide open area and I want to get behind, I want to move faster away from something. When I need to move faster away, I need something reliable, and so I use blink scrolls. What is Josephine's deal? I actually don't know much about Josephine, so I'm going to go ahead and Google her. Or by Google, I mean use the crawl wiki. Unique Evil Druid, Bolt of Cold, Bolt of Draining, Dagger, and undead creatures that surround her. Solid Experience, Unique. No immunity to poison, that's something. Okay, well, in which case, if she can do such dangerous cold attacks and necrotic attacks, I'm going to drop a Mephitic Cloud and then bail, is going to be the strategy here. There's the drop a Mephitic Cloud. And, oh crap, she reanimated the dead. So now there's a troll zombie and a hobgoblin zombie on the loose, and I have to bail. Gonna sick my minions on the zombies. Minions versus summons versus zombies is always a good idea, because zombies cannot regenerate HP, and your minions may die, but you don't care, because you can totally make more. And I'm gonna actually butcher these corpses while I still can, so that she can't summon them against me. Crap, she summoned the skeletons down, so I'm just gonna go the other way. She's very Mephiticable, that's the one good thing. And I'm not in a good situation to fight her. I want to pick off all of her minions before I go in on her. Oh, crap. Okay, so this is probably an anthill with a lot of experience to be had by going in there. And that's great and all, but I can't afford to go in there with Josephine on the loose behind me, so I'm going to kill Josephine first, wherever she may be. The plan to kill her is simple. Okay, I'm going to actually have to mark this as do not auto-travel, or just physically not use auto-travel for a while. There we go. So, there's the cloud. There's the first few minions. Have them attack. I'm going to back off because that was a really bad initiate. Much better. Much better. Much better. Now Josephine can get hurt. What the heck? Oh, she's hitting me with a bolt of draining, and it's going through them all. I'm gonna have to heal. I don't have a choice. I was down to way too little health there. Once she's dead, everything else ceases to be a... Yeah, there we go. She's dead. Whew. Everything else that she summoned is no longer a real threat. I can easily just, you know, whittle them down. So let's just leave this floor right now, get everything back to normal, summon a nice big freaking army, and move on. And I'm actually continuously creating more imps, because that's what I do. That way when they're killing 1 or 2 per turn, I'm making 1 or 2 per turn, and it's all good. Or just 1 per turn. And hey, wouldn't you know, they're all equipping themselves. That's nice of them. And now getting killed off one by freaking undead, but hey, I don't care. You can kill yourself all you want. If I was a conjurer, I would just be using bolts. Here I'm using live summons against you. Again, Bolt of Cold, that freeze that the white imp is using versus another imp is an incredibly effective attack. Oh, come on. Good, he's dead. Oh, God. Hate mimics. Okay, well, Josephine was an interesting diversion on this floor, but other than that, this has been very routine, considering it's the 11th floor, where, you know, shit can get serious. I guess Harold would have been more dangerous if I hadn't taken him out so easily, and that might be what part of the difficulty of the floor was meant to be. Alright, time to go into the anthill. Ants are susceptible to poison. Some of the higher level ants also can deal in poison damage. So, totally gonna Mephitic Cloud and then use summons. And again, the beauty of imp summons is that they're immune to poison altogether. And, you know, undead shit. So, I can totally Mephitic right on top of them. And they get the battle advantage. Notice, this is a really high level ant. There's a queen and a soldier ant, and they are also vulnerable. So now that they're Mephitic, they are poisoning each other by attacking each other. And if they die, I should have a shadow imp up soon enough that can get some resurrections going here. The key thing is going to be to make sure that I keep Mephitic up, because I do not have poison resist myself, and I can't Mephitic on top of myself if the situation requires it. So gotta be on the lookout for every opportunity I get to keep that going. Killing the queen first. She's a priority target. Oh, crap. She got unmephiticed. Ordering my allies to focus her down. She's dead. I don't even know what hit me. Oh, nothing hit me. I'm poisoned. That's what's happening. Gotcha. Keep the imps coming. They'll keep the fight going for a while. And I'm going to go ahead and take the risk of just walking here past them, because that might get me into position for another Mephitic Cloud. It did. Good. Good, 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 good. As long as the Mephitic stays on that door, because once they swarm into the level, it becomes a pain in the ass to deal with them. Oh, yay! A second round of resurrection. More meat shields for the win. Okay, come on. I want to get another Mephitic off, but there's no way to do that without getting in range of the bite. So I'm just going to let them eat through my army, and then I'll get a Mephitic off when a hole opens in their ranks, which it will eventually. There we go, perfect. And all of the zombie summons are, of course, immune to Mephitic, or poison, and therefore Mephitic Cloud, so this is just working miracles. My health is low, my mana is near max, so I should actually be summoning more imps constantly, just to keep their numbers fresh. But really, that one shadow imp is doing worlds to keep my army large by regenerating all the corpses. So, we're now in, and Ant Nest is cleared, regenerating some health. Booyah! Another floor cleared, and it cleared efficiently. Pardon me a moment. cleared and cleared efficiently. Yeah, and I'm 1 pip closer to that top piety that I need to attain. Okay, final floor on which the lair will appear. It means that Lair is guaranteed to appear here. There will also probably be some powerful creatures guarding it, and given that I'm seeing water, I'm guessing electric eels are also on this floor. First thing I'm going to do... By the way, 3 turns in a row of summoning. This guy still hasn't seen me. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. 7. 8. 8 turns in a row, 2 squares away from him, and he didn't even know I was there. Okay, I'm gonna let my summons continue to carry the day here. But I do need to worry about this one guy because this frog is dealing me a lot of damage at melee range. Yeah. And while normally I consider getting poison resistance to be a top, absolute must-have priority, I find that it's much easier to get away without it when you're playing a hardcore summoner, just because you're not going to be in attack range very often. Ooh. Urug. I'm going to try to drown him, if at all possible. I don't think I'll be able to, but I would like to try. Fuck. I see 2 trolls. This is way too much. They have just way too much raw power between the 3 of them for me to be able to kill easily. I'm going to have to run. Like, plain and simple. Before I do, I'm going to try and, you know, at least do something, but nah, just stupid, just run. Okay. New staircase, new attempt. Urug is very strong. He's about as strong as a troll, I believe, and maybe more so because he's unique. And that's a hydra. Hydras are even stronger. I'm going to run away from them. Ah, come on. This time he saw me. I'm pretty screwed here, like, frankly. This hydra can kill me in 1 turn. I don't have enough damage output to touch him. If I had 8 imps totally surrounding him with flaming weapons, I'd be happy. But even then he could win because he's got enough heads to bite multiple imps. I have to run from him, and I can't go down the staircase. I mean, I can go down the staircase, but if I do, I can't retreat back up it. And the floor below is just as hard as this one, or this encounter. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to slow him, and then I'm going to blink. And I'm going to keep doing that to stay away from him. So, slow. He resisted? Okay, fine. Blink. I blinked adjacent to him and got raped. Well, gotta do it again. And thank God for having allies, right? I'm not even going to try and organize them to fight. I'm going to let him kill them all. I just need to get away. Okay, I got away. Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 squares that I could blink to that would have been bad, and the rest of them were all good, and sure enough, I ended up on a bad one. But whatever, it's all good. I'm alive. This is the staircase I didn't want to go down earlier, because there were trolls guarding the stairs, but now it's better than fighting hydras, so build up my army, then go down. Technically speaking, you should really be doing that most of the time for most staircases. I'm just lazy, and it's, as you can see, it's kind of, it takes longer to do. But I remember I have the option so that when it's necessary, I totally do it. Okay, Blink Frog has been slowed successfully, and hopefully he'll die. And now that he's dead, tell everybody who's alive to dogpile that troll. I'm honestly thinking I might just want to run downstairs and hope for the best, because this is not going well on this floor at all. I'm going to slow this dog. He resisted. I'm going to jump. Jump again. I am out of mana. Time to teleport. I don't have a teleport. Okay. I'm going to blink all the way to here with my blink scroll, and then I'm going to see what's on the other side and see if I can make anything out of it. Okay. That's probably the door to the lair somewhere up there. The Cyclops is even stronger. These guys are Mephitic immune. The Cyclops is not Mephitic immune, and he probably has large rocks to throw at me, so I'm totally going to do this as an opening against him. And I escape. Maybe into the jaws of another calamity, but it is in fact an escape. I actually don't know where I am or how I got here, and why there are so many living orcs on a floor that I thought I had cleared, but, you know, all these questions don't matter compared to the fact that I'm not dead. There's that same hydra that basically single-handedly stomped me earlier. I'm gonna make sure I have imps good to go before I step out again. Okay, here's the situation as I see it. On this floor, there's one downstairs that I just escaped out of. There's two downstairs, and there's this downstairs. This one is my most likely success story. In order to get there, I need to find this staircase, because I can't afford to fight this hydra properly yet. It may be worth just straight up killing the hydra, but again, I'm not sure of my own ability to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and loot a bunch of weapons off this. Oh my god, there's fungus everywhere. Fuck. I don't know how these guys all got here, but there's too many of them. And I'm definitely going to take the time to clear this floor rather than just, you know, hope for luck. Also going to be picking up all of these weapons. As you see, I'm picking up weapons as I go. I want to equip an army of imps before I descend a staircase. That, again, is an excessive amount of work to do constantly. But given my situation right now where I need more damage output than I have, that's really the only way I can think of to get it. And an imp with a weapon is like 10 to 100 times better than an imp without, depending on the weapon. So the way that these fungal colonies work is that they produce those spores you saw, and they fire them off, and then that produces more fungal colonies that produce more spores. And they basically, if you left to their own devices, can take over a floor. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong. Okay. I wonder if imps can carry wands. If so, I'm gonna pick up this wand too. Maybe that'll help them. So, let's go to the staircase. We're gonna drop all these weapons in a neat little circle around the staircase. Oh, I have a new ring that I didn't identify yet. See invisible, which I get for free, so I don't need it. Actually, regen all my health. An army of imps and only one or two of them are tool users, but that's fine. Down we go. I'm gonna go north. If I recall correctly, that's the direction in which we faced Uruk earlier. Again, notice that I'm constantly just adding another imp, adding another imp. I never want to be without imps here. Ooh, I saw something interesting. Shadow Creatures is a level 5 summoning spell. I wonder if I'm capable of using it yet. I am. And I am. Okay, wonderful. My problems are solved. I now have a high-level summoning spell. The way Shadow Creatures works, for those of you who aren't familiar with the spell, is it produces a bunch of apparitions that are consistent with the level of the dungeon that you're on. For example, I'm going to use it now, and it just gave me a giant worm, which is something I might find in the dungeon. Let's use it again. Oh, it just gave me an army of orcs. Notice how the power level between those two is completely inconsistent. That is par for the course with this spell. I've never actually had this spell before. I read about it, and I thought it would be a really cool spell to use, but I never was able to. I never got it in a game where I didn't already have something better. The duration of the summon is very short by the looks of it, and it doesn't benefit from having more power. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of okay. It's very dependent on having the luck to get a good summon, I think. Yeah, that's my third cast, and I got a water moccasin, the orange snake. But considering that I have nothing but summon imp at this point, it's a huge step up. Once again, what it summons is not based on what is currently on the floor. It's based on what could appear on that floor. What is par for the course for that floor of the dungeon. So you'll get, you know, seeing a dragon is in no way indicative of the fact that is in no way indicates that there are dragons around or something like that. It's not scouting information. And also the good stuff is if an enemy, if one of the creatures that you're summoning would normally have equipment, these guys will come pre-equipped. Okay, got me a few spear-wielding imps. Cool. Man, these guys pack a punch. Oh, that's not my zombie. I'm just so used to assuming every zombie is mine. That one isn't mine. No wonder I'm taking so much damage. Summon an ally and get out of the way. And let the ally take care of the problem. Okie dokie. So, that about ends my time, so I'm just going to do a quick recap as I finish off this last enemy here. My goals before I started this run was to try and find the Lair, and more importantly to try and work that piety up so that I can get a higher level summon spell. And I haven't yet got the piety up high enough, but I was able to find a book with a second summon spell. This is not what I would consider excessive luck. This is kind of par for the course that you will eventually find, you know, a book here, a book there. Bad luck is not finding any other summoning spell but your first one until you actually just get it because of Trog, or not Trog, because of Vehumet. I've gone for, before I've gone through the entire layer without getting enough piety to get my first gift. So it's totally possible to get screwed over like that, and you shouldn't be relying on Vehumet only to get your books. Oh, come on, just die. There you go. Okay, that concludes my time for now. So this is Rashid signing off. Mewtalisk is continuing his rampage, and thus far all is going well. Take care. I will catch you guys later.